What's up, everyone? Here live with our second and final break of the night. 2022 20 box Bowman Mega Break. I'm running a little behind here, so I'll just give people 1 minute to hop in, and then we'll get off and ripping these. Drop a comment so I know you're in hanging out. And we'll get off and going here momentarily. Alright, here we go. 20 boxes of 2022 Bowman Mega. We'll go 2 at a time here to start us off. Alright, here we go. Good luck. 4 base packs in each box and 2 mega packs. Alright, what's up, Bobby? Good luck to you as well. Alright, should be a fun one. Tons of big names looking for in here. Alright, here we go. Box number 1. Jackson Churio, Ellie De La Cruz, Khalil Watson, Colson Montgomery. Tons of big names in here. All the first Bowmans we will sleeve up. I'll sleeve and top load the more notable guys as we go, and the rest I'll get sleeved up right after the break. In the base packs, no hits, no color, no autos, base only. So still a chance at first Bowman chromes and paper. So not something to necessarily rule out, but no hits in the base packs. Alright, here we go. First 2 boxes. We'll go through the base relatively quick here. Mendez and Lopez, first Bowman chromes. Kovatis and Zach Veen. Makai Backstrom and Bello, first Bowman. Robbie Martin, Garrett Mitchell chromes. Darren Baker and Brandon Davis. Yeah, I'd guess more than a tad, but I saw some of that partying going on in the locker room. I don't know if if anyone saw the interview with I don't even know who the fill-in coach is now after they fired Girardi a couple months ago, but whoever it is, he had an interview last night, and it looked like sounded like he had already had a little too much to drink. So, all right, first 2 boxes of mega packs here. Rafaela, Oswaldo Cabrera to the Yankees. Vargas, Paguero. Perez, Demers, Curtis Med, first Bowman Mojo. Machado, Lawyer. Ramos, first Bowman. Kearney, first Bowman Mojo. Backstrom and Green Auto. Green Auto out of 99 here. Oh, not an auto, but how about that? Alright, what a hit. Here out of box 2, Ellie De La Cruz. Green Mojo out of 99 to the Cincinnati Reds. There we go. Nice start to the Reds. Huge hit. Ellie De La Cruz, Green Mojo out of 99. Hernandez and Rincones. Alright. Nice start here. De La Cruz out of 99. Nice hit. Those red and greens contrast fantastic together. Alright. Boxes 3 and 4. Rob Thompson. I believe he was just their bench coach filling in, if I'm correct. Happy to see them finally make the playoffs after trying to put something together after so many years. Signing Harper a couple years back, and they've continued to add pieces every year. Wheeler and Schwarber, Castellanos. Put together a good team, so excited to see how they play in the playoffs. Yep, 11 years. Crazy. 2011. Wild. My guess is you probably won't see droughts like the Phillies and the Mariners. Honestly, I'm not sure you'll see a postseason drought over 8 years with the new playoff format. James Wood paper. With the new format and having 14 total teams. Or no, 12, sorry, 12 total teams. Definitely, a lot more opportunity, obviously, all around, but, also a lot more opportunity for teams to step up and in the playoffs, and with those wild card rounds being 3 games instead of the single game, should be fun. I'm excited myself for the new format. O'Neal Cruz, base rookie. Vivas and DeCastro. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely good for the sport. And from a De La Cruz paper, from a marketing standpoint, it's good too. You've got more games throughout September. You're not limited to, a game a night, at least for the start of the postseason. Obviously, once you get into those later rounds, you're only going to see, a game or 2 a night anyways, but, it keeps fans involved the whole season. They got something to, drive for instead of the 10 teams where it's just, the 2-team wild card and 1 game, and then 2 teams are out, after that, those first 2 days. Overall, 2 teams are out, AL and NL, 1 from each. So definitely excited to see the new format this year, and I think it's going to work really well. Alright, blue out of 150, Bobby Witt Jr. to the Kansas City Royals. 87 of 150 to the Royals. Nice hit. Nice color match to the Royals. Benny Montgomery, High Five Futures. Fargas, First Bowman Mojo. Agare, Cabrera, First Bowman Mojo. Med. Machado, Harris. Detmers, Rookie of the Year favorites. Pedro Leon. Tatis. And short print, Marco Luciano short print to the San Francisco Giants, and behind it, blue out of 150, Matt Frazier to the Pirates. Nice start here. Marco Luciano short print. So nice start here for first 4 boxes. Marco Luciano short print to the San Francisco Giants. And Matt Frazier blue out of 150. 91 of 150 to the Pirates. Alright, Khalil Watson, first Bowman Mojo, and Warming Bernabel. Yeah, I think that's what I'm most excited about. You lose the first game. Obviously you got enough. If you lose 2 games in a row, then it at least shows something. That one team is clearly better than the other. But like I said, anything can happen in 1 game, and anything can happen in 2 games, 7 games. It doesn't matter. But I am a Cubs fan. Been a Cubs fan my whole life. They exceeded expectations this year. You saw a ton of young guys come up. A lot of new guys get opportunities, and I think we're really setting ourselves up for, a potential stretch like what people imagined the 2016 World Series team to be. So I'm happy the way they played this year, and especially the way they ended. I expected us to be closer to 100 losses than we were, and didn't even touch 90. So excited for the future. Hard to stay interested in a team that really isn't fantastic, but being able to see all the young guys play and exceed expectations of how good they were expected to be, it's more fun to watch than just knowing they're expecting them to lose every game. So yeah, I'm a huge Schwarber fan. I've got a pretty hefty collection of him, and the Phillies are a team where I can handle watching them. I can handle if fan favorite. Schwarber was a fan favorite with the Cubs, so unfortunately it's hard to root for Anthony Rizzo because can't stand the Yankees, but Anthony Rizzo's a great person, great player, so I root for him, but not the Yankees. With Schwarber, I root for Schwarber because he's with the Phillies. And oh yeah, you've been through it. Phillies got a good team. I'm excited to see what they do in the postseason. I hope they end up playing the Cardinals, because I would definitely like to see them beat the Cardinals. And I think they've got a better chance on that side of the bracket than facing the Padres and Dodgers if they were to win the Padres series. So Machado and Meyer chromes. De La Cruz first Bowman chrome, Bernabel chrome, Wander Franco paper, Wood first Bowman paper, Med first Bowman chrome, Frazier and Aldi. Yeah, they can, if they played like they did a couple, what was it, August, where they had a really good, I can't even remember now. I believe it's August where Phillies had a really good stretch. You'd probably know better than me, but if things work out, they've got the lineup, they've got sort of the pitching, and all right, boxes 5 and 6 of Mojos here. Berhan, Velasquez. Gonzalez. Fidel Montero, Acosta, Blaze Jordan. Okay, yeah, July and August, that's what I thought. Rincones, Hernandez, Colson Montgomery, Martin Jimenez, and Hendry Mendez. And another blue out of 150 here, Max Muncy. To the Oakland Athletics. Blue out of 150. 101 of 150 for the A's. Nice hit. Some very nice color here in our first 6 boxes. Nice hit to the Athletics. Yeah, I don't want to see the Cardinals play. I don't want to see I definitely don't want to see the Cardinals win, but I think, well, I'd like to think that the Phillies would give them their hardest run for their money, but I guess, I mean, all around, a lot of really good teams all around. There's really not a team you can single out, single out of the postseason. I think everyone, who's in or who's going to make it in really has a solid team, and, everyone seems like, everyone has their own strong suits, and I think that there's no team to single out, that's for sure. A lot of good matchups. Hoping the Rays and Guardians get to play each other. I always like seeing the smaller market teams play each other. I think on the AL side it's looking like Guardians, Rays, and then Mariners, and I know the Astros had clinched a first round bye. And then the Yankees, I believe, yeah, they clinched a bye too. Well, did they? They lost. They did lose tonight, so I know they had 99 wins prior to tonight, so they're still at 99. Manuel Rodriguez and Wilman Diaz. Oh, Blue Jays. So probably, yeah, Mariners and Blue Jays. So that should be a good 3-game set too. 2 really strong teams. They're both ready to win now. Mariners and Blue Jays, both with some bright futures. A lot of young players. Yeah, I love Wrigley. Wrigley is, it's like a second home to me. We're based out of Michigan, so we're not too far. Try and make it when I can, but yeah, it's like a second home. I've been to 12 different ballparks now, and Wrigley, there's nothing that tops Wrigley. And not even because it's the Cubs field. Everything works so well at Wrigley. The concourse and everything outside, the whole neighborhood. You don't see it much at other stadiums. Really, the only other one that Smod Taylor and Jordan Lawyer Chromes, the only one that was comparable to the city feeling of Wrigley, I would say, is Cleveland. I like Cleveland's park a lot. They're second on my list, but nothing pairs up with Wrigley. Trey Sweeney, first Bowman Mojo. Bobby Witt Jr. James Wood, first Mojo. Minor and Triana. Cavadas, first Mojo. Torkelson, Trush, Trey Sweeney, Bobby Witt, Wilman Diaz, and Hendry Mendez. Alright, that puts us through box number 8. That's very weird. They struggled in day games. Seems a little odd. Not sure why that got sleeved up, but alright. This will be our halfway point here. Boxes 9 and 10. Oh yeah, I'd love. They're next on. I'll be going out there next year for a West Coast or for an East Coast trip. So this year I went down to like the southern areas. So I went to Atlanta, Miami, and Tampa Bay when I was down in Florida, and then I went to what's the other place? I went to Minnesota was the other one I went to earlier this year. So the closest, or the ones closest to me that I haven't been to are Kansas City, which would love to go there. My dad actually worked there. We run the business together, my dad and I, and he actually worked there when him and my mom used to live in Kansas City. So he always talks about it, and he'd love to go back too. So would definitely like to make the trip to Kansas City, but it's about a 9.5-hour drive, and I think Philly is about the same from us. So I've heard a lot of great things about Philly. I've seen Philly's park. I loved Pittsburgh when I went. So I would definitely like to go to Philly. And you know, the hard thing is going to ballparks and on a Franco base rookie. The hard thing is, you know, trying to plan around, you know, watching a good matchup. You don't want to go to a stadium and watch, you know, some meaningless game. So usually I try and hit the divisional matchups. You know, more intensity, usually a fuller stadium in the divisional matchups, depending on the place and team, but always a lot of fun regardless. Onion Sosa and Max Muncy paper. That's awesome, Bobby. I'm about, closest one to me is about 35 minutes. The Tigers affiliate, the West Michigan Whitecaps, they've had a lot of, you know, with the Tigers, they've been bad for like 8 years now, so it's always fun to get to see that. That's their single A team, so it's fun to see, you know, some of the top prospects make their way through. Watched Riley Green there, Torkelson, Matt Manning, you know, tons of guys pitched there. Casey Mize pitched there, so I'm sure it's the same way with the Royals single A team too. Probably see a lot of, you know, solid, notable prospects, and they're fun too. The minor league games are super fun. Highly recommend hitting up a minor league game. Stadiums, you know, most of the time stadiums are closer to you than you think. But yeah, minor league games, a lot of fun. Tickets are super cheap, so cheap food too. And our first auto here in box number 9, Roysmar Quintana, Bowman Mojo auto to the Washington Nationals. Pedro Leon High Five Futures, De La Cruz first Mojo, J-Rod Mojo, O'Neal Cruz Rookie of the Year favorites, first Churio Mojo to the Brewers, Agare Oswaldo Cabrera, Samad Taylor, Paguero, Perez, and Aqua out of 225 for Near Quintero to the Chicago Cubs. 98 of 225 to the Cubs. Joshua Baez and Quintana, first Mojos. Alright, and that brings us through box 10, our halfway box. Yeah, that's the only downfall about living. We're in West Michigan, so about 2.5 hours from Detroit and about 3 from Chicago, so not horrible, but not where you can just wake up and feel like going to a game, unfortunately. There's some days you just wake up on a Saturday morning and just really feeling a baseball game, and it's the only downfall of not living closer to either of them. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about the Little League games, or the Little League Classic they do every year. I'd love to go to that. I'd love to go to the Field of Dreams game too. I know they said they won't be doing that next year, but I'd definitely love to go there. And I think it's really good for the sport to do the different kids games and events, and even a lot of teams do kids days every Sunday, get to run the bases, and really important for the sport to keep the young crowd involved and keep adding fans every year. So I definitely like to experience some of the once a year things. But unfortunately, Williamsport is too far for me to make a trip there, but one day. Alright, start of our second half here. Boxes 11 and 12. Camera getting a little funky. Alright, boxes 11 and 12 here. Kai Backstrom, Bello, first Bowman Chromes. So, Bobby, will you be going to any Phillies postseason games? Well, I guess they won't. I don't know if anyone knows, but Valara, first Bowman Chrome. Will the 3-game series, the 3-game wildcard series, all be played in one stadium, or will they? I mean, my guess is they wouldn't be moving after the first game, but I didn't see anything about that. I guess you can't go see a Phillies and Cardinals game if they're playing in St. Louis. Daryl Lopez and Cavadas. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. That's not unfortunate, but I mean, it makes sense. Escato Arteaga in purple out of 250. Daryl Hernandez to the Baltimore Orioles. 100 of 250 to the Orioles. Wood first Bowman Mojo. Guzman Paguero. And another purple out of 250 here. Samad Taylor to the Toronto Blue Jays. 165 of 250. Alright, and rest of box 12 here, Henry Davis, and auto, Yohoswar Garcia to the Philadelphia Phillies. Nice hit out of box number 12, Yohoswar Garcia, Bowman Mojo auto. Got really Rookie of the Year favorites, and Jeremy Vargas. Alright, that brings us into box 13. Hey Bobby, nice hit. Nice, he's got a, I like his auto too. I like where they do something, you know, like this. Unfortunately, this Quintana's, you know, great player, and I know a lot of the minor leaguers are, some come from overseas, and so they're obviously not knowing how to fully speak English, just learning how to sign the name. But I'm a big, it kills me to buy autos where players just don't look like they tried on them, and I love seeing even the pro debut stuff came out. Let's see, pro debut came out last week, and just to see, you know, they're all sticker autos, which is fine, lower end, cheaper product. But just some of the autos, just, you know, 1 line, 2 lines, just kills me. But when I see those cheap pro debut autos, try and snag them up, especially of the ones where guys look like they actually tried to sign the customer, try to sign the sticker. So alright, 13 and 14, 6 boxes left after these two here. And we got more breaks scheduled for Thursday at night and Saturday this week. Alright, boxes 13 and 14. They don't teach cursive. I graduated 2 years ago now from high school, and I never learned cursive in all my years. I still don't know how to write cursive. I mean, and I've kind of just came up with my own signature, so it's kind of just, you know, it looks like cursive to me, but I was never taught cursive in all my years. There was a very small, you know, month stint in 3rd grade where they attempted to, but other than that, never have I ever been taught cursive. It's crazy. It's, you know, cursive used to be, you know, the main thing. Everyone used to write in cursive. You would see a lot of papers typed in cursive, you know, professional papers typed in cursive, and you still do, and, you know, but you switch your font on a computer, so it's definitely, it's crazy stuff. And, you know, just I mean, I can't even say mine is an autograph. It's just you know, a couple curves on letters, and Hernandez and Genovis chromes. Will Wagner and Johendrick Panango. Alright, and your mojos for 13 and 14. Escato Arteaga and Ian Lewis. Aqua out of 225 to the Miami Marlins. Yeah, it definitely does. Just about, even everything I do through my daily life now, I learned from school, and it's really all I've known. My whole life is school, so everything I learn is either from parents or school. And my parents thought, my parents didn't even know that I didn't know how to write cursive until my junior year. My dad saw me signing a check. Wilman Diaz blew out a 150 to the Dodgers. My dad saw me signing a check, and he asked me, do I not know how to learn, or do I not know how to write cursive? And I told him, nope, never learned. It's definitely a different world than it used to be, and there's a lot of things they don't teach in school that they used to. So, all right, 15 and 16. Alright, some great colors so far. I'd like to see a couple more autos here in our final 6 boxes. There's 2 here so far. But a lot of color and a lot of color. Let's see. 9 numbered cards. And on average, they're 1 in 2 boxes. So autos are 1 in 4 boxes. Numbered cards are 1 in 2 boxes. Are the pack odds. So all right on line. Hopefully, a couple more autos here before the end, though. Alright, boxes 15 and 16. Here we go. Mookie Betts. Jose Rodriguez and Max Muncy Chromes. Norvera and Churio first Bowman Chrome. Wander rookie paper. Guzman and Nunez. Alejandro Pai and Verdugo first Bowmans. Wander paper rookie. Valario and Christian Hernandez. Brady Allen first Bowman Chrome. Austin Hendrick. Vivas and Benny Montgomery. Alright. And lead into our mojos here for 15 and 16. Alright, your mojos. Dario Lopez and Simone Mazzito. Pink out of 199 to the Phillies. Another hit for you, Bobby. $185 of 199. Cal Raleigh Rookie of the Year favorites. Franaldi, Campos, Muncy, Armando Cruz High Five Futures, De La Cruz First Mojo, and another pink out of 199 here. Luis Rodriguez to the Los Angeles Dodgers. 188 of 199 to the Dodgers. Jake Berger Rookie of the Year favorites. Adele Amador, Luca Tresh, Trey Sweeney, Bobby Witt Jr., and Valenzuela. I don't recognize the names, so likely not. Switch our sleeves real quick. 4 boxes to go here. Alright. Boxes 17 and 18. Yeah, I'm not even sure I could name a single NASCAR driver, so I'm big into the main, not the main 3, but I'm big into basketball, football, and baseball, and other than that, I know a little bit of hockey, not much, but yeah, when it comes to NASCAR and UFC, I wish I did know more. I wish I had more interest in it, but there's so much, football, basketball, and baseball follow each other. So, 1 second you're watching baseball, and then it shifts to football for, 8 weeks, and then basketball season's starting up. So, it's always cycling around. So I don't get a chance to watch. I wish I did. I wish I did get a chance to understand and know all the different sports, because it's not that they're not fascinating. I think racing is super fascinating, and there's a ton of different things in racing than there is in football, baseball, or basketball. So I wish I did know more about it. I'm not sure I can force myself to watch another sport. I will. I'll have to look it up. Is it bad or good, Auto? I assume... oh, very impressive. There you go. I was going to say, if he's a NASCAR king, I would assume he's got a solid auto, but I'll take a look. Eddie's Leonard Paper, Henry Davis, and Alcantara. Jonathan Clausse, First Bowman. Junior Sanchez and Sal Frelick. Minor and Mauricio Chromes. Velasquez and Brennan Davis. Alright. That wraps up our paper for 17, or our base for 17 and 18. Alright, and your mojos. Lenyon Sosa, Labrada, Joe Ryan, Rookie of the Year favorites, Sankantine, Adley Rushman, gold out of 50. Gold Mojo out of 50. Noelve Marte to the Seattle Mariners. 46 out of 50. Nice hit. Noelve Marte. Previous top Mariners prospect. Traded to the Reds in that big Luis Castillo trade. Noelve Marte, Gold Mojo out of 50. Nice hit. And what do we think, Luciano or Marte on the showcase? I'm leaning towards Marte. Finish up our Mojos here. Luke Waddle and Yohensky Noel. Triana, Tresh, Luis Gill. Austin Martin, Pacheco. Trey Sweeney, first Bowman. J-Rod. Dari Lorenzo and James Wood to the Padres. Alright, and that leaves us here with 2 boxes to go. You went to, that's crazy, you went to a specialist. So is his stuff cheap because are his autos cheap because he signed so many, or are they still expensive because he's so good? Or he was so good? We'll put the Marte up there. Even though I like that. You don't see the Bowman, you don't see the short prints come up too often in here. He broke probably, I'd like to say probably 200 of these megas, and it's only the second short print I've hit total. I'd like to say about 200 megas. I don't know if that's right, but probably somewhere in the 150 to 250 range, and that's just the second short print, so. Alright, final 2 boxes, 19 and 20. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Alright, here we go. Take a look. Yeah, base chrome image variations are 1 in... Oh wait, that's base... Yeah, Mojo insert variation, 1 in every 310 packs. So 2 packs a box. Yeah, so 1 every 150 boxes. So it's actually generous that I've hit 2 in about 150. That's crazy. So yeah, like I said, the short prints are rare. I've hit... It wasn't Torkelson, it was Dominguez. I hit a Dominguez and now the Luciano, so unfortunately they're not worth more. I wish they did. I wish they gave more of the first Bowman guys a short print instead of the vets, but I mean, it would be sweet to see, you know, Ellie De La Cruz first Bowman short print like they did. Wander had one back in 2019. Wander Franco had one, the short print variation of him. I think it's him walking through training camp. Alright, final 2 boxes. We'll have a full recap at the end of the break. Excuse me, if anyone missed out on anything. So, first Bowman Mojos and papers, and the rest of our hits. Oswaldo Cabrera and Jeter Downs. Reginald Percado and Luis Angel Acuna. Alexander Ramirez and Max Muncy. George Valera and Jay Allen. Jose Salas and Malcolm Nunez. Alright, and that leaves us here with 20 mojos to go. And that'll wrap up the break after our 20 mojos here. Alright, good luck. Final chance. Jose Ramos, Justice Thompson, Makai Backstrom, Quintana, Velasquez, Christian Hernandez, Marcelo Meyer, and Cal Raleigh Rookie of the Year favorites. Luis Gonzalez, Acosta, Ortega, Kiro, First Mojo, Torkelson, High Five Futures, Torkelson Base, Wilman Diaz, Peyton Wilson, Lenyon Sosa, Josh Lau, Rookie of the Year favorites, Sankantine, and Pastrano. Alright, and that wraps up this one. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Ton of fun. I am going to get going on a recap here. If you're headed out, appreciate all you guys hanging out. And we are back on Thursday. If you want to just come hang out, feel free, or buy into some breaks. Alright, papers here first. 1 Jackson Churio. 1, 2, 3 Ellie De La Cruz to the Reds. 1, 2, 3, 4 James Wood to the Padres. 2 Jackson Churios, my bad. 5 Wander Franco base Bowman rookies to the Rays. Some first mojos I sleeved up here. Oswaldo Cabrera, Nico Cavadas, Colson Montgomery, Cabrera, Curtis Med, Khalil Watson, Curtis Med, and Oswaldo Cabrera. And this is our whole stack of first mojos and some chromes that will be sleeved up directly after the break. All those will be sleeved up right after. Alright, and some more mojo base. Yeah, you know, the they could have a good team in a couple years. We'll see. Like you said, a lot of prospects. Appreciate you hanging out, Paula. Alright. Ellie De La Cruz here first. 1 chrome and 2 mojos. Jackson Churio, 1 chrome and 1 mojo. James Wood, 3 mojos to the Padres. 2 J-Rod mojos to the Mariners. And some more hits here. Alright, Marco Luciano, Bowman Mojo short print to the Giants. Luis Rodriguez, pink out of 199 for the Dodgers. Wilman Diaz, blue out of 150, also for the Dodgers. Matt Frazier, blue mojo out of 150 for the Pirates. Renier Quintero, aqua out of 225 for the Cubs. Ian Lewis, aqua out of 225 for the Mariners. Samad Taylor, purple out of 250 for the Blue Jays. And Darryl Hernandez, purple out of 250 for the Orioles. And your showcase, Roysmar Quintana, Bowman Mojo Auto to the Washington Nationals. Couple Phillies here, Yehosbar Garcia, Bowman Mojo Auto, and Simone Mazziti, pink out of 199, both those to the Phillies. This hits for you, Bobby. Max Muncy, first Bowman blue mojo out of 150 for the Athletics. Noelvi Marte, gold mojo out of 50 to the Seattle Mariners. Bobby Witt Jr. Nice color match for the Royals. Blue out of 150 to the Kansas City Royals. And your Hulk smash hit of the break, right off the bat out of box 1. Ellie De La Cruz. First Bowman green mojo out of 99 to the Cincinnati Reds. Huge hit for the Reds. Beautiful card. Alright. Appreciate you all hanging out here with me for this late one. I am back on Thursday night. Hope to see you guys then. Have a great rest of your night and take care. We'll see you guys later. Thanks. Bye-bye.